Okay, so basically here are my Sony PVM monitors. That's two of the same on the bottom. I believe they are the 20M2 MDU. Not positive. Then we got the three on the bottom. They're all 20-inch. Then this one right here. This is a 20L. And the one on top, that's a 14L. And the two on top, they have a better picture than the two on the bottom, and also the two on top can actually do HD. I think they can do 720p and 1080i. Let's see, let me turn one around. Okay, so this is the back of the small one, the 14L. And one thing you have to notice, I don't know how good you'd be able to see, but these are BNC inputs. They're not RCAs. It does have some RCAs. It takes RCAs for the audio in and out. And it actually also has S-video, but this is your RGB inputs right here, and you got red, blue, green, and it takes BNC cables. This is going to be the RGB out. On these, the cool thing is that you can pretty much connect like the same picture one on the other one, because you can connect with system on the end, and then you can just get extra cables and run the same picture to another monitor, since it has the out. It also has the sync. It needs sync. It usually uses composite video for sync. The ones on the bottom have two RGB inputs. It'll say RGB1 or RGB-A and RGB-B, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, it's right there. RGB-A, RGB-B. And then one of these, I believe this is composite, and this one is S-video. And then you have all your settings. When you have RGB connected and you're getting an RGB picture, you only will be able to adjust the contrast and the brightness. All the other ones, aside from the volume of course, but all the other picture settings, they won't do anything on RGB. They'll only work if you're in composite or S-video. Let's see, the VNC connections. What you can do is get one of these, which is basically, man, you get a massive glare. Basically, it is a BNC male to RCA female. And the reason that would help is because here's your standard, let's say, SCART cable. This is where it hooks up to the console. This is one I actually made for my Neo Geo, my CMVS, so I made the custom connector on it. But this is the output for it. This is actually what's supposed to go on the TV, but really only TVs from Europe are going to be able to take this right here. What I made is I kind of fabricated one of these, which is a female SCART input, and then it puts out the RGB signals, red, green, blue, and then you got left audio, right audio, and then you got your sync, which is really composite. So basically you would hook this to this, and then you would just take regular RCA cables and go from one of these to one of those, and you really wouldn't need BNC cables at all. And that's how you would be connecting it to the PVM. Another way you could do it is you could actually get some BNC cables. This is, I think, the way I'm going to do it from now on. I actually bought BNC cables. They come as 5. They're color coded. You know, you get the red, the green, and the blue. And then you get this one that's kind of off color a little bit. And I use that one for the audio input. And then I use the black for the sync, the composite. As you can see, I only have one of the adapters in this one, since the PVM monitor has RCA jack, has an RCA input for the audio, and on the other end I put adapters on all the ends because let's see, where did I put it? Because all those ends are gonna go over here. So these would all go in there in their corresponding place. You got green, like I said, green, blue, red, audio, and sync. And then the other end would go over here. It pretty much would go as audio would go right there, and then blue, and then this would be the sync, which would go in there. And actually, BNC cables, I kind of like them because they kind of twist in there, and they're really, there's no way for them to come out unless you just completely bust them. I mean, you would have to break them pretty much. So it's a pretty cool way to connect cables. I prefer it really over RCAs, but I mean, everything old uses RCAs for the most part. Another thing you can use is, that's Soul Calibur. That's obviously my Dreamcast. Now I'm using this little thing, which is a scart. There's a scart in. That's just a scart input to a component output. So I basically have the Dreamcast with a SCART cable going to the box, and then the box is outputting component video to my 36-inch Sony Trinitron that's extremely heavy and a pain in the ass sometimes. And it really produces I think it looks great. I mean, it's not as crisp as the PVM monitors, but it's good enough. I mean, they all look pretty good. You won't be able to tell with this stupid video, because I mean, it really doesn't do it justice. I have like a little quick connect and disconnect down here. Let's see. I think this is the CDX. This is the CDX, and it's running Sonic. And I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you can tell. I mean, there's really no color bleeding at all. Let's see, I also have the Saturn. This is the Saturn one. And it's running Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. Which also looks pretty good. I mean, there's really not a whole lot of color bleeding. I mean, you'd have to be incredibly picky. Let's see if I can get a solid screen. But anyway, that's what you can do. These suckers go for $50 on eBay. I modified mine a little bit to be able to get audio out of it. It's no big deal, and also it's pretty much self-powered. They come with a power adapter, and I made it where it actually gets voltage from the SCART cable. So each console powers it. That's pretty cool. If you have any more questions, just let me know, and I'll try to answer them.